I think I finally cracked it, I said, sliding my laptop across the kitchen table. This is the app. It'll help small businesses track invoices, manage cash flow, automate follow-ups. Simple, clean, scalable. Emma didn't even look up from her phone. That's what you've been working on for 3 months? Yeah, I smiled. It's not flashy, but it solves a real problem. I talked to 3 shop owners. They all said, she scoffed. Invoices? Really? I blinked. What's wrong with that? Babe, she said, finally looking at me. You think someone's going to invest in spreadsheets and bills? That's your big dream? It's not spreadsheets, it's automation. AI-driven reminders. Real-time dashboards. I even added predictive cash flow graphs, she laughed. Oh wow, graphs, sexy. Emma, I'm serious. So am I. She leaned back, arms crossed. You're wasting time on something no one will use. People hire accountants. They don't download invoice apps. I stared at her, trying to read her face. Was she joking? Tired? But her eyes were cold, like she wasn't even trying to understand. You used to believe in me, I said quietly. She rolled her eyes. I believed in you when you wanted to get promoted at your last job. That was stable. This startup thing, it's cute, but you're not a CEO, babe. The word stung. Cute. I quit that job to do this, I reminded her. You said you supported me. I said I'd support you if you had a real plan, she snapped. Not some half-baked app about bills. My chest tightened. So what, I should go work for Jordan? She didn't answer right away. That silence told me everything. I stood. You've been talking to him, haven't you? She didn't deny it. She just kept scrolling on her phone. Emma. What do you want me to say? I swallowed hard. Are you seeing him? She glanced at me, eyes narrowing. We had coffee. He understands business. He listens. I felt my heart drop. You're comparing me to him now? She stood, grabbing her coat. Jordan owns 2 condos, a Porsche, and just bought into a crypto fund. You're living off my salary and building invoice graphs. I stepped in front of her. So that's it? You'd trade me for someone with a bigger wallet? She hesitated, just for a second. Then she said, I didn't trade you. You just stopped being impressive. I flinched. You used to love me. She opened the door. I loved the version of you who had a future, not one clinging to a dying dream. I was speechless. She turned. Good luck with your cash flow graphs. The door slammed behind her. Later that night, I sat in the dark, staring at my screen. The pitch deck glowed back at me. Every chart, every mock-up, every line of code. I had built it all for a future I thought we'd share. My phone buzzed. A message from my cousin Jordan. Heard you pitched Emma your app tonight. Brave move, man. No emojis, just smugness in text form. I didn't reply. 2 days later, I walked into my mom's house for dinner. She hugged me tight. You okay? I nodded. Emma's gone. Her eyes softened. I heard. From who? She hesitated. Jordan posted a photo. Engagement ring. Emma's hand. My stomach twisted. Already? I'm so sorry. The betrayal wasn't just love lost. It was knowing she mocked me, then ran to him, to the guy who always looked down on me. I remembered last Thanksgiving. Jordan pulled me aside, drink in hand. Still playing with apps? He smirked. You should come work under me. I'll teach you what a real CEO looks like. I smiled then. Polite. Quiet. But now? Now. I remembered that smirk like a scar. I shut my laptop. I opened a new document. Title: Operation Silence. No more pitching. No more posting. No more trying to prove anything. I'd let my product speak for itself, and one day they'd hear it loud and clear. Emma? I stepped into the apartment, takeout bag in hand. Got your favorite, Pad CU extra tofu. She didn't answer. Looked up and froze. Her suitcase stood by the door, neatly packed, zipped. Going somewhere? She turned from the window. Calm, too calm. I'm leaving. I blinked. What do you mean you're leaving? I'm moving out. She walked over and picked up her phone like this was any other day. It's done. Done? She didn't even flinch. Us. I set the food down slowly. You're serious? She nodded. Why? I asked, even though I already knew. She looked at me like I was the one being unreasonable. Because I'm tired. Tired of watching you chase dreams that never turn into anything. Tired of believing in potential. I stared at her. So that's it? One bad year and you're gone? She shrugged. It's not just the year. It's the fact that Jordan already has what you're still trying to build. I felt the air leave my lungs. Jordan. Yes. My voice cracked. You're leaving me for him? She didn't say anything. She didn't have to. I clenched my fists. He's my cousin. I know. And you're okay with that? He's successful, grounded. He knows where he's going. I swallowed hard. So money wins, huh? It's not just the money, she said. It's the life, the stability, the confidence. And I was just training wheels? Her eyes softened for a second, but then hardened again. You were a good chapter, but not the final one. I took a step back. Wow. She picked up her coat. Emma's mom's coming to help me move some things tomorrow, I scoffed. Of course she is. She's always loved Jordan. She just wants what's best for me. No, she wants what's expensive for you. Emma looked me dead in the eye. I want that too. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. I just stood there as she opened the door. I hope you find something that works out, she said, but I'm done waiting. She walked out. The apartment felt dead. I didn't eat, didn't sleep. The next morning, my phone rang. Sweetheart, Mom said. Are you okay? I don't know. I heard. I closed my eyes. From who? Facebook. Emma and Jordan. They're engaged. My hand shook. Engaged? It's only been a day. How? Maybe it wasn't just a day, I muttered. Oh, honey. She didn't even cry, Mom. She just packed and left. She wasn't worth you. She was everything to me. I know, she whispered. But some people only stay long enough to teach us something. What am I supposed to learn from this? To never beg someone to see your worth. I sat down on the floor. She chose him because of money. She chose him because she didn't deserve you, Mom said firmly. Real love waits, it believes, it doesn't compare. I stayed silent. Let her go, she added softly. Please, don't chase what already ran. The next day I saw Emma's mom at the apartment. She barely looked at me. I told her years ago. She muttered. Jordan was always the better option. I didn't reply. She handed Emma a designer bag. Let's go, dear. I turned away, walked to the balcony, and closed the door behind me. Let them leave. Let them go. Let it burn if it needs to. But I won't beg. Not again. The knock came just past noon. I ignored it. Another knock. Louder. I sighed and dragged myself to the door. Who is it? It's Sophia. I froze. I hadn't heard that name in years. I opened the door slowly. Sophia? She stood there, in ripped jeans and a black hoodie, arms crossed, face unreadable. You look like hell, she said. Thanks, you look different. Last time you saw me, I had braces and pink hair. That's true. She stared at me. Can I come in, or are we doing this awkward reunion on your porch? I stepped aside. Sure, yeah, come in. She walked in like she owned the place, glanced around, then turned. You've been avoiding everyone. That's kind of my thing now. I heard what Ryan and Emily did. I didn't respond. Sophia looked at me hard. You don't deserve that. Not from him, not from her. Appreciate that. But why are you here? Because I'm tired of watching my brother destroy people and walk away like it's nothing. I leaned against the counter. And what exactly do you want from me? She shrugged. Nothing. Just thought you deserved to hear that someone else thinks they're both trash. I chuckled bitterly. You always hated Emily. No, I tolerated Emily. For you. And Ryan? She rolled her eyes. Don't get me started. He's always been two-faced. Smiles in your face, stabs your back. Classic Ryan. I looked at her. Why now? Because you're the only one who ever treated me like I wasn't just Ryan's little sister. I raised an eyebrow. And you think that means I need company? No. I think it means you need closure. Or coffee. I blinked. Coffee? Let's go, my treat. I don't really feel like... Get dressed, she interrupted. Your hoodie smells like regret and old pizza. I smirked despite myself. You haven't changed at all. I have. I just hide it better. 15 minutes later, we were at a corner cafe. She ordered a black coffee. I got tea. So, she said, taking a sip, you gonna mope forever or start breathing again? Is this tough love? It's real love. I stared into my cup. I don't know how to stop hurting. You don't. You carry it until it fades. And if it doesn't, then you learn to walk with the limp. I looked at her. That's kind of dark. It's honest. She leaned back, studying me. You know, I always thought you were too good for Emily. I raised an eyebrow. Didn't say that 2 years ago. I was trying to be polite. I'm done with that. What changed? You getting your heart broken. Again. By people who should have protected it. I exhaled. It's weird. Everyone keeps saying they're sorry, but none of it makes it feel better. I'm not here to make it better. I'm here to make sure you don't forget who you are. Who am I? You're the guy who used to help me with math homework even when Ryan told you not to. The one who stayed up on my graduation night. Just to congratulate me. That feels like a lifetime ago. It wasn't. That's still you. I looked at her. Why do you care? She shrugged. Because watching you crumble over people like them makes me sick. Thanks. I muttered. That's comforting, she smiled. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to light a fire under your ass. I laughed for the first time in weeks. It actually startled me. There it is, she said, grinning. I was wondering if you still had a soul. I shook my head. You're a menace. I'm your menace now, she said with a wink. I stared at her for a second. This helps. I know. We sat in silence for a bit, watching cars pass outside. I hate how he gets away with everything, she finally said. Every time. Maybe he won't this time. She turned to me. Maybe he won't. Wake up. I groaned. What time is it? Time for you to stop feeling sorry for yourself. I opened one eye. Sophia stood over me with a smoothie in one hand and a gym bag in the other. Please tell me that's not for me. It is. And yes, we're going to the gym. I haven't worked out in months. Exactly. You look like a sad houseplant. Wow, I muttered, sitting up. Thanks for the pep talk. She tossed the bag onto the bed. 10 minutes, I'll be waiting downstairs. I stared at the bag for a long second. Then I got up. Breathe, she said, watching me struggle through my third set. I am... breathing, I wheezed. No, you're dying. There's a difference. Remind. Me why I agreed to this again? Because you promised you'd stop letting what they did define you. I dropped the weights. That was emotional blackmail, she grinned. And it worked. After the gym, we grabbed lunch. I picked at my salad while she scrolled on her phone. You should open your own thing, she said suddenly. What thing? You always talked about starting a design business. Why not now? I raised an eyebrow. Because I'm broke. And broken. Not anymore, she said. One of those things is fixable. You really think I could do it? I wouldn't hang out with losers. Then why are you here? She smirked. Because you're not one. You just forgot who you were. Days turned into weeks. I started sketching again. Late nights with coffee-stained papers, logo ideas, business names. I even built a rough website. Sophia reviewed everything. This one, she said, pointing to a minimalist logo. It feels like you. You sure? I know you better than you think. Sometimes we drove without destination, just long roads, music, and silence. One evening, parked by the lake, she stared at the water. You don't talk about her anymore. Because I don't need to. That's growth. Or avoidance. No, she said softly. You're healing. I looked over. And what about you? She shrugged. I've been angry at Ryan since I was 15. I just never had a reason to act on it. You don't have to fix me to get back at him. I'm not doing this for him, she said, turning to face me. I'm doing it for you, and maybe for me. I didn't know what to say, so I said nothing. My first small job came from a friend of Kevin's, a restaurant owner needing a rebrand. I stayed up for 3 nights designing their entire visual identity. When I sent the final files, Sophia was beside me. They'll love it, she said, or they'll hate it. She rolled her eyes. You're such a drama queen. 2 hours later, the client texted. This is incredible. Sophia screamed louder than I did. You're back, baby, I laughed. I don't feel broken anymore. You're not. I paused. You ever wonder what would have happened if they hadn't done what they did? All the time. And? She looked me straight in the eye. I think you'd still be stuck, safe, comfortable, and invisible. I swallowed hard. You don't pull punches, do you? Never. There was a long silence. Then she reached over and took my hand. I think you needed to lose them, she said quietly. To find yourself. I didn't let go. Maybe I did, I whispered. The envelope was cream-colored, thick, and way too formal for what it contained. I stared at it on my kitchen table. The return address read, Ryan and Emily. I picked it up slowly. You've got to be kidding me. Sophia glanced over from the couch. What's that? I tore it open and held up the card. It's a wedding invitation. She blinked. From them? Yep. I let out a dry laugh. They really did it. You okay? I tossed the card down. No, but I'm not falling apart either. She walked over and picked it up. Her eyes narrowed. They invited you to this? I guess they want to prove they're not hiding anything. Or they want to rub it in your face. Probably. Both. She set the card down carefully. Let's go. I looked at her. What? Let's go. To the wedding? No, she said. Let's go. Do something. Something better. I raised an eyebrow. You're not suggesting revenge, are you? She smiled. Not the loud, messy kind. I crossed my arms. What's the quiet kind look like? Living well, she said. Being the person they said you'd never become. I stared at her. So what, you want me to send them a thank you note for betraying me? No, she said, laughing. I want you to show up somewhere better, with someone better, and not care if they see. That sounds like karma. No, that's growth. I picked the invitation back up. They're getting married at Clearwater Garden. That was the venue I was going to book for us. Sophia's eyes darkened. Of course it is. I let out a slow breath. That place meant something to me, so take it back. How? She leaned forward. You've got a business now. You've got momentum. Get your life together in a way that makes you proud. And if they happen to notice, that's just a bonus. I looked at her. That's the most mature revenge plan I've ever heard, she smiled. It's not revenge. It's rebirth. I laughed again. Not bitter this time. Let's plan something, she said. Like what? I don't know yet. But whatever it is, it won't involve watching you stare at this card like it's still got power. I nodded slowly. Yeah, you're right. She tapped the invitation. You keeping this? I was thinking of burning it. Too dramatic, she said. Frame it. What? Frame it. Hang it somewhere you'll see it every day. As a reminder. Of what? That you survived. I stared at the card one last time. The gold letters, the fake smiles, the date that should have been mine. And then I smiled. Let's do something better, I said. You've been quiet. All day, Sophia said, eyes on the road. I've just been thinking. Dangerous habit. I smiled. About us. She glanced at me. Good thinking or regret thinking? Good, I said. Mostly, she laughed. Mostly? I didn't expect any of this. You and me. Me neither, she said softly. But here we are. We were driving toward the hills. The sun was just starting to dip. I hadn't been back since... This place, I said. I haven't seen it since before everything happened. You were going to propose here, right? I nodded. Yeah, right at the top. She pulled over at the overlook. Let's walk, she said. I followed her up the path, heart beating in a way I hadn't felt in years. Not panic, not pain. Hope. When we reached the top, I stared out at the horizon. This was supposed to be my happiest day. She stepped beside me. Then let's rewrite it. I looked at her. You serious? Why not? She said. Why should that memory belong to them? You know, I said, turning toward her. When I first saw you, on my doorstep, I thought you came to yell at me. I almost did, she admitted. Then I saw your face. And I realized you were hurting even more than I thought. I took a deep breath. You didn't just help me heal. You showed me who I could be. She smirked. A business? Owner with a decent haircut? I laughed. That too. Silence stretched for a second, calm and full. You know what I love about you? I asked. She tilted her head. What? You never once made me feel like a project. I never saw you as one, she said. I saw you as a person trying to remember he mattered. And now? Now you know you do. I looked at her. Really looked. She wasn't just Ryan's sister anymore. She wasn't just the girl who showed up when everything fell apart. She was the woman who put the pieces back together. With me. Sophia. Yeah? I reached into my pocket. Her eyes widened. Wait, are you... I dropped to one knee. I don't want to spend another second pretending this isn't real. Holy... I know how it sounds, I know the timing. But this, what we have, it's not about them. It's about us. She blinked, stunned. I was supposed to propose here once. It fell apart. But this moment feels like the one I was always meant to have. Her eyes filled. You're serious? As a heart attack, she laughed, wiping a tear. That's the worst metaphor for a proposal ever. I smiled. It's me. You're not here for the poetry. She nodded, breath shaking. I'm here for all of it. So? I asked. Yes, she whispered. 1,000 times yes. I stood, and she threw her arms around me. She kissed me, soft, sure, and nothing like the past. This wasn't an ending. It was the start of everything. I can't believe you actually did it, Sophia said, scrolling through her phone. I told you I would. You booked it? Clearwater Garden? For real? For real. She looked up. You know that's going to stir things up, right? I shrugged. Let it. You think it's petty? No, I said. I think it's mine. The venue was perfect. Open garden, lake view, warm lighting. Emily and I had picked it out together once, but we never got there. Now it wasn't about her. It was about me. About us. The date's locked, I said. 3 months from now, Sophia smiled. I'm proud of you. The first message came a few days later. Ryan, you serious? I stared at the screen. then turned it face down. "Something wrong?" Sophia asked. "No," I said. "Just noise." "Let me guess. Ryan?" "Yep." "You gonna respond?" "Nope." The second message wasn't digital. It walked into my office. Emily. She didn't knock. She just stormed in like she still had a place in my life. "Seriously?" she snapped. I didn't even look up from my desk. "Hi, Emily. You booked Clearwater?" "I did." "For your wedding?" "That's the plan." She crossed her arms. "With her?" "With Sophia, yes." "You're doing this to hurt me." I finally looked at her. "No, I'm doing this to heal me." She laughed bitterly. "You really think marrying his sister is healing?" "I think starting over with someone who never lied to me is a good start." "You think this won't blow up in your face?" "No," I said calmly, "because it already did, and I'm still standing." She looked at me quieter now. "You changed. I had to. You never used to talk like this." "I never used to get betrayed like that either." She glanced away. "You still think about it?" "Every day. But not the way you want me to. I don't want you to hate me." I leaned back. "Then maybe you shouldn't have handed me a reason to." There was silence between us for a few long seconds. She blinked fast. "So that's it? That's it. You're marrying her. At my..." "It was never yours." Her voice cracked. "We chose that place together." "No, I chose it. You just came along for the ride." Her lips trembled. "Does she know?" "Everything." She nodded slowly. "You look happy." "I am." "Is it real?" "Yes," I said. "More real than anything we had." She looked at the floor, then at me again. "I don't know who I am without you." "You'll figure it out." Emily didn't say another word. She just walked out. I didn't stop her. This time I didn't feel broken. This time I felt free. "You ready?" Kevin asked, straightening my tie. I stared at my reflection. "Honestly, I don't know." "You look like a guy who finally figured it out." I took a breath. "I feel like one." The music started outside. Kevin grinned. "Showtime." He walked out. My mom stepped in, dabbing her eyes. "You okay, Mom? You look just like your father did on our wedding day." I smiled. "Nervous and overdressed?" "Loved," she whispered, "and finally at peace." She kissed my cheek, then headed out. I stood there a moment longer, heart pounding, not from fear, but from something quieter, stronger. Hope. The ceremony space glowed in the late afternoon sun. Clearwater Garden had never looked better. And then I saw her, Sophia. She walked toward me like she belonged here, like we belonged here. Dress flowing, eyes locked on mine, holding nothing back. "You're staring," she whispered when she reached me. "I've never seen anything like you." "Good," she said, "because I'm not doing this twice." I chuckled. Deal. The officiant cleared his throat and everything hushed. We said our vows. Ours, not some script. I spoke first. I could talk about what brought me here. The betrayal, the pain, the nights I didn't recognize my own reflection. I paused. But today isn't about that. It's about what came after. It's about love that didn't come easy, but came real. It's about healing. About choosing to be whole, even when it would have been easier to stay broken. Sophia's eyes shimmered. "You showed up when I stopped believing people like you existed. You didn't fix me. You reminded me I wasn't beyond fixing." I smiled at her. "I don't stand here as a man who got revenge. I stand here as a man who found something better." She squeezed my hands. Her vows were quieter, but every word hit hard. "You made me believe in good men again," she said. "You showed me what it means to be seen, not used. Loved, not handled." A soft breeze, passed as we said I do. Applause, laughter, a kiss that felt like closing one book and opening another. At the reception, I spotted them, Emily and Ryan, sitting near the back. Uninvited, just like Sophia predicted. They came, I muttered. She followed my gaze. Of course they did. They look out of place. Because they are. I nodded. You okay with it? She took a sip of champagne. Are you? I stood for a moment, then walked toward them. Ryan looked up, surprised. Hey! I held up a hand. Don't. Emily shifted in her seat. We just came to... I know why you came. Ryan stood. Can we talk? I looked him in the eye. Calm. Collected. Thanks, I said. He blinked. For free words. Wife. Didn't it? Better than revenge. She raised her glass. To the wedding they never saw coming. I clinked mine to hers, to love, I said, and to finally letting go. You still think about them? Sophia asked, stirring her coffee. Sometimes, I said, but it's different now. How different? I'm not angry anymore, she raised an eyebrow. Not even a little. I smiled. No, it's weird. I used to replay it all, the betrayal, the silence, the way they looked at me like I was nothing. And now? I feel sorry. She leaned back. For them? For the guy I used to be. Sophia reached across the table, took my hand. He didn't deserve what happened. No, he didn't, but maybe he needed it. She tilted her head. That's a strange thing to say. I think I had to break, I said. To rebuild. We sat in quiet for a while, the kind of quiet that felt full, not empty. Then my phone buzzed, a message from Kevin. I read it and set the phone down. Kevin says Ryan and Emily broke up, I said. Sophia's expression didn't change. Wow. Apparently, Ryan cheated again. Different girl, same pattern. Karma works fast. Sometimes it waits, I said, but it never forgets. Do you feel better knowing? No, I said, not better. Just done. You're not happy about it? I shook my head. Not anymore. She studied me. You've really changed. I had to. I liked you even when you were a little broken. I grinned. I know, but I like me better now. She raised her cup. To peace, then. To peace, I echoed, clinking mine with hers. Later that evening, we walked by the lake near our place. Do you remember that version of yourself? She asked. The one who begged for answers? Yeah. I remember him too well, I said. He didn't know his own worth. He thought closure would come from them, but it came from walking away. Sophia nodded. That's what makes you different. What do you mean? You didn't burn down their house, you just built your own. I stopped walking. Thank you. For what? For seeing me. She smiled. Always. You've been quiet, Sophia said, brushing hair from her face. I used to come here a lot, I replied. Before everything. The beach? Yeah. Emily said she loved me right over there, by those rocks. Sophia looked toward the spot, then back at me. Do you want to leave? No, I said, gripping her hand. That's not why I brought you. She waited, silent. I thought coming back here would make me angry, I said. But I'm not. She nodded slowly. Because you're not that person anymore. I smiled faintly. Exactly. That guy. He lived for her approval. He needed it. And now? Now I need peace more than I need closure. We walked closer to the shore. The waves whispered against the sand like they remembered. Sophia glanced at me. You don't hate them anymore? I shook my head. No, not even a little. I thought I would. But standing here, I feel free. She squeezed my hand. You earned that. I looked out at the water, the same view I once thought was ours. This was supposed to be her story, I whispered. Sophia turned to me. No, this was always yours. I looked at her, really looked. I used to think revenge meant making them hurt. And now I think it just means living better than they ever imagined. She smiled. You're doing that. I'm trying. No, she said firmly. You are. We stood there for a while, not saying much, just listening, feeling. She leaned her head on my shoulder. If you could go back, would you change it? I thought about it. About everything. No, I finally said. Because if they hadn't left, I never would have found you. Sophia blinked back something in her eyes. You're going to make me cry. Good tears? The best. I kissed her forehead. In that moment, I realized something deeper than peace. I had outgrown the pain, outgrown them, outgrown who I used to be, not by force, by choice, and that was the best kind of revenge of all.